Okay guys, so this is day 2 of your backyard barbecue, and you're going to be setting a time. And it says right here, now that you've selected the date, you need to determine what time the barbecue will begin and end. Pay attention to the note here. It says the end time of one activity is the start time of the next activity. The end time of one activity is the start time of the next activity. So then let's just look through here. We have wake up and get dressed, eat breakfast. These are things that you're doing. Table, chair rental, delivery and setup, party decoration setup, snack break, food preparation, shower and get changed. It gives you a time here. Then you have finishing touches for your setup, the guests arrive, mix and mingle time, sit and eat the main course, mix and mingle time, sit and eat dessert, and then another mix and mingle time. And then you have your questions. At what time should you tell your guests to arrive? At what time should you tell the guests that the barbecue ends? And how long is the actual barbecue? So if you know that you have to shower and get changed at 1:16 p.m. and then you know the times for all of these different activities, then you can figure out when it is that you should wake up and get dressed based on the times here, and that you have to shower and get changed at 1:16. So you notice that your food preparation, it takes 2 hours and 17 minutes, but it ends at 1:16. That's when you shower at 1:16. So you can back up from here and figure out when you should start preparing your food. On to sending invitations. All right, so the next thing you have to do is send out invitations to your guest. So you're going to look at your guest list to determine how many invitations you need to send, and you're only sending one invitation per family. So make sure you're paying attention to that, because on your guest list there are a couple of different family members. So you're going to figure out how many invitations you need, and then you have to decide whether you're going to buy invitations that are already made, or if you're going to make your own invitations. And this is the first option, is to buy pre-made invitations. So for pre-made invitations, you get a box of 10 invitations and envelopes. They cost $11.75 per box. So it's asking you how many boxes you would need, how many of your invitations would not be used, and the total cost of buying pre-made invitations. So remember your number of invitations needed, and then it's one per family. So then you can find out if this part makes more sense, or if on the next page it's going to make more sense for you to make the invitations, which will be the most cost effective. Okay, and I want to make sure that we remember about adding and subtracting decimal numbers, and that we have to line up the decimal point because it's different for multiplication and division. So for adding decimals, we want to make sure our decimal points are all lined up. I'm going to start with the largest number and then move my way down. And I'm making my decimal points in a straight row. And then I'm just going to add like normal, and I'm going to bring the decimal point straight down there in my answer. So it's a bit different than multiplying decimals, so just make sure for addition and subtraction, you've got to line up the decimal point and bring your decimal point straight down for your answer. Okay, so before we get too far into this, I just wanted to review the decimal multiplication and make sure we're placing the decimal point correctly. So we're just going to multiply like normal. So 7 times 5 is 35, and 7 times 2 is 14, plus 3 more is 17, and 7 times 3 is 21, plus 1 more is 22. And 7 times 1 is 7, plus 2 more is 9. And then I have hundredths in the numbers that I'm multiplying, so I need to have hundredths in my answer. So there are 2 places to the right of the decimal, so I need 2 places to the right in my answer. So just make very sure that you check how many numbers you have to the right of your decimal in both of the numbers, and then make sure that you have that many numbers to the right of the decimal in your answer. And that's it for day 2.